All right.
But how have you been, bro?
Good, man. Just chilling. Yeah, just same old stuff. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, the day before, we went to Sol. You ever heard of Solvang?
No.
Solvang. It's right by Santa Barbara. We went to Solvang and we just walked around. Like, there's a couple of things that weren't open. You know, like restaurants and stuff because of COVID. So we saw like a little ostrich farm and shit. It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna buy an ostrich egg, but they were out of season.
Oh, what were you gonna do with it?
Just cook it, I guess. I mean, one ostrich egg is about 18 to 24 eggs. You know, so I guess if we cook it, we have to feed like a bunch of people at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, how you been?
Been pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been chilling, yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. You have a list of questions though, like specific questions and shit.
Tell me about you. Like tell me where you were, like when you were born, where you were born, and where you've lived.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in San Pedro, California, so that's like in LA County, and then I was only there for a very short time. Sean Poncho and I, we lived in Carson for a couple of years. I have very little memories, but we ended up moving to Ensenada when my mom and my dad split up. I was like 3, I believe.
Like I remember you telling me about the when the water comes up and like splashes like a fountain, or what is it called? Like a spout?
Oh yeah.
What is it called?
It's called La Bufadora. La Bufadora. Yeah, we live in Ensenada. I don't know how close we were to La Bufadora, but I remember going to the beach, and I don't know if I have an actual memory of being there, but I remember seeing pictures of us being there. And La Bufadora, it's basically like a little kind of like a landmark. The waves crash. As the waves crash, and when the waves break, it goes into like this hole, and it shoots out like kind of like a geyser. So it shoots up in the air like to 20, 30 feet, I think, and it's like a little like a
geyser. Yeah, it's a geyser.
Geyser, yeah, it's a sightseeing place. A lot of people go there. When people go to Ensenada, a lot of people stop there just because it's like a sightseeing thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we were in Ensenada for 3 years, and like I said, I have very few memories. I was so young. I was, like I said, I was there from like age 3 to like 5 or so. So I went to preschool. I had very little memories. I remember seeing parades. There were parades around there, and I remember Uncle Mark and Uncle Chuck were like somehow involved in the parades, walking around or something. I don't know. It was very little. I have very little memories. I know we had a little black dog called Blackie. I think my grandpa had like an uncle or a brother or something that lived around there, and then we used to go there, you get candies and stuff. Shit like that. Like I said, I have very little memories. Do you remember much over there?
Not much, but I remember eating a lot of candy, and I remember riding on a motorcycle. Or you guys riding on a motorcycle?
So that's crazy. I have like very little memories, but yeah, I remember Chuck and Mark and all you guys there too. Jamie, Mikey, a lot of the cousins were there. But yes, we were there for 3 years, and Sean went to school I think for 2 years there. I only went to preschool for 1 year there, and we moved back to Carson. That's where I went to the Lower Street Elementary School, which is I was there until 5th grade. After that, my mom got custody of us, so we lived in Irvine for a year, then Aliso Viejo for a good 10 years or so. I went to middle school, AVMS middle school, Aliso Viejo High School, Saddleback College for a couple years. But anyway, that's when right around 20 years old, I was back. It was 2007, right around November. That's when I started losing my eyesight. And I have Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy.
What is it called?
It's called Leber's, Lebers, Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. So I have neuropathy in my optic nerves. I have like basically nerve damage. So that I got diagnosed in February 5th, 2008, which is it's already been 12 years, almost 13 years. I stopped going to school, and I was still working. I was lucky that my boss and the owner let me work there for a good year after. Just a couple days a week, just to have a little bit of money. You know what I mean? I didn't know about disability. I didn't know about blind schools. I didn't know about anything. So I was there for about a good year, and then after that, I realized I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't afford living in Orange County because it's too expensive out there, right? So that's why I moved in with your dad. My Tochepe let me move in with him for for a little while. And that's when I went to that blind school.
In
I went to that
Bakersfield?
blind school.
You
What's
moved. You moved to Bakersfield from Orange County.
From Orange County, yeah. And then this is back in like 2011 or so, because within those couple of years, I was back and forth. I lived in Martiacela for a good 6 months, almost a year. I think it was about a year actually, and then I moved back to Orange County. Couldn't afford it, so then that's when I moved in with your dad in 2011. And in 2011, that's when I went to that blind school in Bakersfield. I don't know if you're familiar with that area. It's in like the kind of on the east side. I think it's off of Monterey and Baker, I believe.
Okay.
I think that sounds familiar. Anyway, it's called CBVI, Center for Blind and Visually Impaired in Bakersfield, and that's where I learned Braille. I learned Braille within like 6 months, and then after that, my counselor sent me to LA to a blind school called Junior Blind of America, and then I had already learned Braille in Bakersfield, so in LA, that's where I learned computer skills, how to cook, how to clean independently, and then how to travel on my own, like on buses and trains, and then. And I was actually teaching a little bit how to teach Braille, like, because I already knew Braille, so I was teaching other students a little bit here and there how to learn, like the alphabet, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So after that, man, like that's when after that I was in LA for a couple of years, and then ended up moving up here to Victorville in 2014. So I've been here in Victorville for 6 years now. Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is crazy. So yeah. I remember back when you first started dealing with this disability, you were. I remember back then because my dad, we would talk and stuff, and I remember you were having problems with when you were first dealing with your disability. You had situations where you were getting in trouble with like I remember you were going out without a cane, and I remember that was like a big deal back then.
Oh yeah. When I first started going blind, I was very stubborn. I didn't use my cane. If I don't have my cane with me, no one believes that I'm visually impaired or legally blind. You know what I mean? The main thing is I would walk everywhere. I would walk to Rite Aid. I would walk to the gas stations, the liquor stores, and I never had my cane. So I would ask other people, other customers, or other people that work there, like, hey, can you help me out? Like I can't see very well. I'm legally blind. Can you help me find whatever? And they look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm like, well, I can't see very well. They go, well, yeah, it's an aisle 3. I'm like, where's aisle 3? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after so long, I was like, you know what? I got to just start using my cane so that other people know that I'm actually blind. You know what I
mean? And so, once you started using your cane, people were eager to help you.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. Like without my cane, people looked at me like I was crazy. Well, I can't see their faces, but I'm assuming they look at me like I was crazy.
How did you know that? Like they would give you attitude, or they would like say something to you, like shut up, or they would talk shit to you, or what? How did you know that?
Most of the time, they would say. A lot of times, they'd be like, "You're not blind," or "What do you mean?" Or like, I have to sit there and explain, like, "Hey, like, I have a genetic disorder called Leber's, and like I can't see that well." And most of the time, they'd all be helpful, right? But sometimes, a couple occasions, they'd be like dicks, like, "Yeah, right, you can see." I've even walked around with my cane, and people would like yell at me, like, "Liar, you can see," shit like that.
Oh, with your cane, they would say that?
Even with my cane, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, because I'm looking around with like I use the corner of my eyes, like my peripheral vision to see a little bit. So people are probably looking at me like, why is this guy looking around if he's blind? You know what I mean? So anyways, I thought these people were looking at me like I was crazy because they kind of stay quiet, they kind of like don't answer my questions. So then as soon as I started using my cane everywhere I went, people were like you said, people were eager. People were like didn't even think twice. If I'm walking down the street and there's a crowd of people, they would spread and like leave an opening for me to walk through. You know what I mean? Or if I ask for any help, like, oh yeah, they'll grab a door for me. And people are extremely helpful. Like most people, 99% of the people out there are helpful when I have my cane. If I don't have my cane, people can be jerks. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah, so I make it a point to take it. Anytime I'm by myself, I have my cane with me, I was also drinking up very heavily. This is why, like, I mean, going, starting to lose your eyesight, I've always been a heavy drinker. So once I started losing my eyesight, not being able to drive, not being able to work, I started drinking way more heavily than before. So I was blacking out, waking up in places I wasn't, random places, and just. Yeah, it was not good. My drinking was very problematic back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how are you doing now with your drinking? You're better?
Yeah. I mean, I still drink here and there, but it's not like I used to. You know what I mean? Like before, I would drink morning to night. You know, like random times, I just wake up, drink, and then just didn't really care. You know what I mean? Now it's just like I try to just keep it cool and just only drink like at certain occasions, or if it's just by myself, like, like a 6 pack, not like an 18 pack like I used to. You know what I mean? Not like a little 6 pack. Like a Corona's, Heineken, or whatever. But before I used to get, I buy 18 pack, 30 pack. Just I wouldn't finish a whole 30 pack, but I would think that's how my thinking was. I would buy a whole 30 pack, so I know I'd have enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I drink until I pass out, or drink until it's all gone, or drink until I pass out. You know what I mean? And plus, not only that, like all the drinking, like over the years, like I noticed I have like I get pain on my lower right side where my liver is.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's like not a lot, but I mean it's there, especially when I drink a lot. Like if I like drink heavily, I notice it. Does this never happen to you?
No.
Yeah, you're not
no.
as bad a drinker as me. I don't think.
Oh, I mean, at least I don't feel. Maybe I'm not aware, but I don't think so. No.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore. Yeah, fuck. Back when I was drinking a lot, I would probably take like 2 days off out of the week. Like I would probably drink 5 days out of the week, and those 2 days that I took off were just to, like, recuperate a little bit. Just to get a little bit of hydration, a little bit of water in my system, eat some food. You know what I mean? And then back to drinking, and then take 2, 3 days drinking, and another day off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it was for a long, long time.
So how are you coping with it now? Like, what is it that's motivating you? Just your is there someone that's helping you now, or is it just you on your own thought this, or what are you doing that's like, how are you able to just change your ways like that? Like,
just a long time of just having problems, like going to the hospitals. I've gotten so drunk before, I wake up in the hospital, you know what I mean? Not knowing how I got there with the IV in my arm, or I wake up in jail. I've gone drunk in Publix, and I probably had about 5 drunken Publix in my life. So I'd be drunk in the streets and just wake up in jail. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm here in fucking the holding cell again, and I have to wait till my name gets called to get taken out, released. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So just so many problems where, like, health issues, so like I remember going to your wedding. Before your wedding, I was running. We have a treadmill in the garage, so I live with my girlfriend and stuff, and she's also another main reason why I stopped, because I get stupid and stuff. You know what I mean? I get stupid, I get drunk, and so I gotta stop eventually. Well, so I'm just slowing down like as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, So like I said, before your wedding, that's when I started running. And that was back in 2018, and I still run here and there, but not as much as I used to. So that helps me keep my mind like clear, and a little bit of exercise helps here and there. You know what I mean? To cope with like a little bit of shit here and there. I water the plants every day. That helps me stay busy. I do the stuff online that I'm doing. You know what I mean? So there's my girlfriend's kids. We got like a little family here. You know what I mean? So it's I guess it's just time for me to kind of grow up a little bit, right? You know what I mean? Like, before I didn't really care about much, and now, like, I have shit to live for. I have to, like, fucking, I got shit. I got my parents, my brother, my family. You know what I mean? So if I keep drinking the way I was drinking, like, shit, I probably wouldn't make it to 40. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't make it to 40 years old, or I might, like, whatever, burn bridges or some shit. You know what I mean? So.
That's awesome, dude. So you're that's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Yeah. So your girlfriend, tell me more about that.
I met her in 2011 at the blind school, actually, in LA. She worked at the blind school, so she was just like not a counselor, but like a worker there. So after I left the blind school, that's I just kept in touch with her. That's how I met her, and we started living together in 2012. So 2012, I lived in Downey, and then Hawthorne in 2013, and then Victorville 2014. And we've been here in Victorville ever since. But this whole time, for the past 8 years, she's not only been there for me, but like she's picked me up. She's picked me up from jail, picked me up from the hospitals, picked me up from like getting lost in the streets, or you name it. You know what I mean? Just with everything. Like she reads my mail. She helps me like with going to place. You know what I mean? She's just there for me, like 24/7. You know what I mean? So I talked to everyone. You know what I mean? And when I left there, I asked for a number, so I just kept in touch with her the most. And then then I started meeting up with her in LA. Then she started meeting up with me in the Bakersfield. You know, and we just kept the relationship going. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I mean, it's been. I didn't think it was gonna last this long, to be honest with you. Well, especially the way I am. You know, my drinking, my anger issues. Sometimes, you know what I mean. Like, I'm surprised she's put up with me this long.
That's a real special thing right there. That's special.
Yeah, she has a very high what's it called, like, tolerance. You know what I mean? Patience.
Yeah. A lot of patience. Yeah, a lot of patience. Mm-hmm. That's wild, dude. That's good, man.
You know, all of us. Oh, well, not all of all of us. We can get kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me especially. You know, me growing up, I'm not proud of it. I'm not like happy about it, or like I'm not proud of it. But I had like pretty bad anger issues. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've gotten pretty dumb. I've broken doors before and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know that for sure.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it sucks. I mean, it sucks. Like, I grew up watching my dad punch holes in the walls and stuff. You know what I mean? So, it's all learned behavior that I thought it was okay growing up, and it's hard to change your behaviors. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think I'm 33 years old. I'm 33. I think it just took a long time for me to actually just mature and just kind of like realize what the fuck I was doing. You know what I mean? Like my routines, my habits, my drinking, like, it's not normal. You know, normal people don't drink the way I drink. Normal people have a few beers and that's it, and stop. You know, the way I drink is I drink until I pass out, or there's nothing left. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, like, it took me a lot longer than many other people, maybe, or some people never get it. You know, some people just keep drinking, keep doing drugs, and die. You know, so drinking the way I was drinking, I wasn't accomplishing anything. You know, I went to BBC, which is Victor Valley College, and I managed to get my associate's degree, which is, I mean, a small, step towards something. You know, if I would have kept going to university, I could have got, a bachelor. That's what I really need, is a bachelor's. You know, but I got my associates, and I realized, forget school. I started going to school after that. But other than that, man, just staying busy like any other way I can. You know what I mean?
So another question, your mom and dad. So can you tell me about your mom and dad? Because your mom was she born in Japan?
Yeah. Okay, so my mom was born in Osaka, Japan. For some reason, I'm not sure exactly, but she got put up for adoption in Japan. They adopted my mom from Japan when she was like, I'm probably gonna get all this wrong. I think she was like 6 months old, or like she was like under a year old. So my Japanese grandparents from the United States adopted her from Japan. And so she basically grew up here. You know what I mean? She's basically American.
Wait.
You know, she doesn't know any,
Wait, I'm confused. So her parents gave her up for adoption in Japan, but her grandparents lived in America.
Okay, her adopted parents live in America.
Oh, so someone just in America just adopted her.
Yeah.
They're not blood.
Not blood, yeah.
Got it.
Two random couple. This random couple, they're American. Well, they're Japanese, but they live in America. They adopted my mom.
They were born in Japan.
They were born in Japan, but they became citizens later on in life, and then adopted my mom. But which they didn't know my mom. They just adopted some random baby in Japan, which which is my mom.
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So my mom has adopted parents, which are not blood to her or to me, but I've known them my whole life. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So, so my mom grew up basically in LA her whole life, in Boyle Heights, and then my dad, who used to live in Bakersfield, moved to LA and worked at a printing company. That's where my mom and my dad met, at the printing company called Sinclair. Oh no, actually I think it was R. Donnelly Financial. And that's where they met, was at the printing company, and then that's when they got married, and then that's when they had Sean, Pancho, and myself. You know, or Sean, me, and Pancho. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Crazy, huh? So. You got my dad, who was born in Mexico, my mom born in Japan, meeting in LA, and now we're literally half Mexican, half Japanese. My brothers and I, crazy,
That's very crazy. Yeah, that's an interesting aspect. I didn't know that about your mom.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that about your dad. I always wondered how he went to Los Angeles, but so he just went for work.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up in Bakersfield with like your dad, my tias, and after high school, he went to Arizona to go to school. He went to a trade school. I think he went to like UTI or something like that in Phoenix or something. You know what I mean? And some kind of trade school for mechanics. And he got a degree in mechanics, and then he moved to LA, and then that's where he started working out there.
I didn't know that. He worked at school in Arizona for a little bit.
Yeah, and I didn't know that either. So somewhat recently, where he actually got a degree. What do they call it? Certificates, I guess. At trade schools.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically a little degree, I guess.
For what? What was the trade?
I think it was mechanics. I think he said mechanics.
Okay.
But he didn't do much with the degree, because after that, I think he started working at a printing company. So I don't know if the degree even helped at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a degree, a little associate's degree, which is probably worth nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in liberal arts, emphasis on behavioral studies is what I got it on. And I don't even think I could do anything with that piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm sure just keep pursuing it, and you'll find something, man. You'll find something. Interesting, man. Interesting. Yeah, you have an interesting story. I think you have a very interesting story about everything and how you've handled things, because things could have easily gone south. Gone south with you. I mean, I remember back in the day, we were all worried about you. I remember thinking it wasn't a big deal, and I was giving you shit about it being blind. It was when you first started having to deal with it, and now I look back at it, I feel really bad because it was being a real jerk about it. It wasn't nice.
You weren't.
No, I was calling you like Ray Charles and shit.
Oh, it's all good.
No, it's not.
Mark, I asked Mark for like a water. He threw it straight on my face.
Oh shit.
or like, hey, let me get some sunflower seeds. He goes, here you go. Throws a bag in my face. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's fucked up.
But he's just fucking around, though. I mean,
he probably didn't think it was serious either. Exactly. I thought it was like a temporary thing. I thought it was gonna be okay later. Like you're gonna be fucking, just fine. But then it was years later when it was like, nah, dude, this is like a forever thing.
No, and it's crazy because the vision I had back then it's the same as what it is now. It hasn't gotten much worse over the past 8 years or 12 years. I mean, and so back then it was pretty bad too. But no one probably knew how serious my vision was. You know what I mean? Like Sean, for example, his is so bad. He's basically completely blind, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can still see a little bit. I can still walk around. I can still get around. So it's confusing for people. They're like, okay, this motherfucker's not blind. He can see.
Well, that's what my wife said when you came over. Like when you came over the other day, she was like,
right.
She was like, well, because you knew how to get to the bathroom. You knew how to do certain things. Or it was just like, she was like, is he really blind? Or like she was confused.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, like when we went to the backyard to barbecue, you knew how to get to the backyard. It was like you walked right through the doorways, you walked right through the screen door. Like it was like there was no. It didn't seem like it's a weird situation. I could see you being in because it doesn't seem like you're. I could see how someone could be like he's not serious.
Yeah. So picture like putting a shirt over your head, like a thin black shirt. So everything's darker and blurry, and I mean, it's not a perfect way of describing it, but everything's darker and blurrier, and like I have no central vision, so I have zero central vision. So I'm relying only on peripheral. Your central vision is responsible for details, details and colors, all kinds of stuff. So all I see is mostly shadows. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's still like I can't read any print. Print would have to be so big. Like the size of like a poster or something, like, or not a poster, like it has to be really big, you know what I mean? Like
so you can see large print.
Like, because when I first started going blind, I was able to read large print, and there's a couple of things called Zoom text. It's a program called Zoom text where it enlarges everything on your computer. I was able to read that, but I had to get so close to the screen, and I had to scroll the whole word across the screen, so it wasn't efficient enough. So that's why I can't use Zoom text anymore. I only use a program called JAWS. JAWS speaks out loud on the computer. So that's how I read text, is through that software,
Okay.
But yeah. So as far as that's why it sucks, because I'm like right in limbo where like I'm not completely blind. I don't have good vision. So it's hard for people to really believe me sometimes. You know what I mean? That's why when I have my cane, there's like no question about it. Oh, he's blind. But if I don't have my cane, they're looking at me like this guy's not blind. You know what I mean? So that's why it's frustrating sometimes. people would never understand. I even at the blind school, when I went to the blind school, people were like, "Dude, you can see." I'm like, "Dude, I never said I'm blind. You know what I mean?" And they're like, "Dude, you can see fine." I'm like, "Dude, no, I can't see fine. My vision is blurry as fuck." You know what I mean? But I do so well that like people have a hard time believing me. Years ago, I used to be like, "Fuck, I wish my vision was worse," so people just fucking believe me all the time. You know what I mean? Because I don't bump into shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people think that you need to be bumping into stuff or completely blind to be blind. You know what I mean? Like there's a spectrum of vision. Same with hearing. There's a spectrum of hearing. Like your dad, he uses hearing aids now, right?
Yeah.
Before those hearing aids, it was pretty hard to hear, right? There's a whole spectrum of hearing as well. Like there's perfect hearing down to zero hearing and everything in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it is with my eyesight. It's like somewhere in the middle, towards the middle, but the lower side of the middle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I wish there's a way that people could see what I could see just for like a minute, just so they could understand for that 1 minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could see it too.
What's up?
I wish I could see what you see, so I can understand it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I listen to you, and I try to listen to you more now than back then. But you know, I want to. You know, try to help you out. You know, like I don't want to feel like I'm doing too much, because sometimes I feel like I'm offering too much help, and I'm like not trying. I'm trying to be more. I don't know the word. Like I'm being a dick. Like, oh, you know, let me walk you to the door. When really you don't need to walk. I see you walking through doorways. You know, you're fine.
Right. No, I appreciate that, because everyone's is similar to how you are, where they want to help, and also don't want to do too much to be like, okay, it's like people in wheelchairs, like, oh, let me get the door for you. I got it. You know, people are like stubborn. Like, I got it. Yeah. Shit like that. So, I mean, I'm always appreciative when people try to help out. So, you know, if it's ever too much, I'd be like, hey, no, I can do it. I got it. Thanks. So, you know what I mean? So, that's crazy. To me, it trips me out because it's been 12 years and it doesn't feel like it's been that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so strange. Like, someone told me at the blind school that. Well, luckily I'm not completely blind, but if I were to be completely blind, they tell me that you start to forget what colors look like. You start to forget what people's faces look like, or you know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm like, shit, I don't want to forget colors. I don't think I'll ever forget colors though. You know, then when I dream, I feel like I dream how I see. You know, because before I used to dream, I used to wake up. When I first started going blind, I would wake up like, oh shit, I had this vivid dream, right? Now I have dreams how I see now. It's weird.
Oh wow.
Like I don't dream with vision, like perfect vision, how I used to. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
It's weird. Yeah, it's strange. So
I remember when you came down that like when you first like 2011, I think you came down for Thanksgiving. And, we went walking to that bar. But I remember I didn't know that when there's that chirping at the stoplight, that's because it's warning, it's letting blind people know it's safe to cross.
Yeah.
I remember you taught me that. I didn't know that until then. I was like, okay, it chirps. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of those things, if you hold the button, if you press it, it goes wait, or whatever. If you hold it, it'll tell you the street. Many of them will tell you the street name that you're on. It'll say wait to cross Main Street, or you know, if you hold the button. Crazy, huh?
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Next time you see one of those buttons, you know, you press it. You can just press it. Next time, press and hold it and see what it says. It'll say "Way to cross, Bonita," or "Way to cross," whatever. You know what I mean? It'll tell you the street. Some of them even say the direction you're going. It'll say "Crossing east on whatever." You know, if you hold the button long enough. Crazy, huh?
Well, I didn't know that. It's 6:02. So
yeah,
you got to water those plants, bro, before it gets dark. And tell your family, tell your dad and your brothers when you see them. I said hi.
I appreciate it, man. Like I'll say hi to everyone for you, and then likewise say hi to your wife for me, and your family as well. You know what I mean? Whenever you see your mom, your dad, your brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? So
definitely,
I talk to all of them. So you know, but yeah, man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this too. So I appreciate it. You know,
we'll see you soon.
All right, for sure, Joey. Take care, man. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right, bro. Take care of yourself. Be safe.
All right, you too. All right. All right, that's it. All right, bye.